Hey guys, it's Nick, and this will be a quick video just showing the application of the list I was working on the battlefield. It's a short video, hopefully, and let's just go right through it. For my Plague Priest, or for my Seer, he got Dreaded 13th, Wither, Cloud of Corruption, and Plague. Cloud of Corruption is tough to deal with when I have so many Skaven units because I don't feel like taking a couple hits here and there, especially on my, say, Doom Wheel. If I lose a couple rats, not a big deal, but it's still a good spell to get off if I am dealing with, say, Warriors of Chaos or some of these elite armies that value each of their individuals a little bit more. And I got Pestilent Breath and Vermintide from my Plague Priest. Chris got, it looks like, it's not really important. We're just going to skip ahead. Alright, so here's deployment. Over here to the left, I've got my Hell Pit Abomination. I want my compulsory guys out on the outside. You can see all the way down to the right. There's the Doom Wheel. Giant rats scattered about. The 2 units of slaves on the outsides of my Clan Rat units, and then the big hammer unit of the Plague Monks in the middle. You can see the the Warp Fire Throwers in front of the Clan Rat units. Just this way, I can counter shoot with them, but also just throw another thing ahead. As chaff, and then you can see the Warp Fire Thrower is going to do great against those trolls. And going through Chris's deployment, to the left, that's a pump wagon. To in between the in front of there's the Savage Orcs. In front of the Savage Orcs is a Wolf Chariot, and then some Goblin Fast Cav, and then that's a proxy unit of Squigs. There's Night Goblins, and then big unit of Black Orcs, little bunker unit, 6 Trolls, and then another pump wagon on the outside, and then all the way to the far is the Wolf Riders. And then last game, we were able to see, you could see Chris has his guys all the way back here. He wants to scoop them through in between the forest and the building, or enter the building and have them come out the other side. Really, the goal is to hand them, the hand of Gork. Last time, I thought this was a silly mistake, and Chris was able to come back from the game, so he wanted to see if this type of strategy would work out again. For the most part, he's probably going to just stick him in the middle, or deal something a little bit different. I mean, this terrain's a little weird the way it's set up, very similar to the last game that we posted. But anyway, let's just go on into it. I've got my gunner runners that deployed in the forest. This way it's hard to hit them from any shooting, but also they're stubborn in the forest. I put them over here so they could work with the Hell Pit Abomination, and maybe take out a chariot or some chaff, as his guys don't have bows. They could charge me. I don't care. I'll counter shoot them. They've got poison. And you can see the Hell Pit Abomination makes a mad dash for it. He goes up 14 inches, which is great. I move the gutter runners just to position. I don't move up too much over here. The Doom Wheel goes ahead as fastly as he can, but he's not close enough to an enemy, so I don't mind moving up my slaves. I'm kind of choked over there with my Clan Rats and the slaves, but really the Plague Furnace is going to be the unit that runs forward and chokes up that spot. So I think we're going to start playing with less impassable terrain, just because it's been a little bit of a key player in the games that we've been playing. I've been able to use that a lot to my advantage, so I can take that out and see how I do without it, just so I'm well equipped in all scenarios. And I try to get off Curse the Horn Rat. Nothing happens. I got first turn, obviously, and my gutter runners were able to do 2 wounds onto this pump wagon. And my lightning cannon misfires turn 1. Oh well. On to Chris's turn 2, you can see his guys are stupid, so they march forward a little bit. There are 3 6s there. I think that was for his pump wagon, making a ridiculous move forward. So his pump wagon goes flying into my Hell Pit Abomination, which is great. And then the chariot into the gutter runners, the stubborn gutter runners, because in the forest. And then the Squigs either didn't move up too much or squabbled or whatever, but the Savage Orcs are going to try to be handed in the magic phase. Nothing too much going on here. The pump wagon over there hit the Doom Wheel, so that's going to be not good. This is Hand of Gork, the most important spell in the game, and I just scrolled it. So that just shows that we're going to go ahead in future games, just put the Savage Orcs somewhere a little bit more accessible. And then there's some templates here and some guys getting pulled off. That's from Chris's shooting. The Gunner Runners get destroyed by impact hits, which is crazy. That's just crazy. So a lot of guys get killed, but I'm stubborn, so I roll a 7, which is great. The Hell Pit Abomination finishes off the Pump Wagon, as it already had 2 wounds on it from the Gutter Runners. Over here, I'm actually able to do 2 attacks to the thing with the grind attack, which is great. But I take a wound, so we end up tying. And over here, there's Chaff. I don't know what they're doing. Just getting in the way for the most part. And into my turn 2, charge with the Hell Pit Abomination. So that'll help. And not too much movement here. Again, I just I throw a false charge with the Clan Rats next to that building, and it sends the Wolf Riders running. They're a little bit too far forward, so I mean I'll have to adjust that. Got Irresistible Force on Plague, so he goes ahead and peels off like a rank and a half of the Black Orcs, which is great. That's really, really bad rolling on Chris's behalf because, I mean, with toughness 4, you should be in good shape, but oh well. There's my misfire. Also note, I've got this cool little piece that is actually really old. I don't use it because it's just inconvenient, but essentially it's the 3 command, or it's a standard bearer, a musician sitting on a piece that covers 15 miles essentially, and I used to put a champion or a hero on top of that rock. So, yeah. And the Grey Seer's in the back there because with the engineer that was in the front there and the BSB, there was no room for him, so that's, you know, whatever. Tried to get off course. Curse of the Horned Rat didn't go through. Warp Fire Thrower hits 2 guys. I needed to roll an 8, which is great, so I got 2. 10 would have been better, but I ended up doing like 2 wounds or something. One of them didn't even make it. I overshoot with the Doom Rocket, and I go ahead and kill the rest of those guys, the fast calves, so whatever, they're not going to rally ever. Finish off the cart thingamajig. Finish off that chariot, so he's going to overrun, which is, you know, whatever. He's compulsory. I don't know if he has to overrun, but I went ahead and did it anyway. So maybe next time I'll restrain, but really I want that guy in combat, so really this gives a flank charge or for the squigs, which is what I really want because that caster that's sitting in that building right there has the ruby ring of ruin, so I don't feel like getting fireballed. Chris's turn 2, I flee with these clan rats. This way I could just shoot at them with my fire thrower. These guys get charged, which is fine. They usually do great. I have 6 attacks against his 3 riders and 3 mounts with his wolf riders, and my guys go first, so not a big deal. The Savage Orcs don't get through again, so that's unfortunate. The Hell Pit Abomination drops, which is crazy. The Squigs did an awesome job. I still killed, obviously, a whole handful of them there. But the Hell Pit Abomination really didn't have that much of a chance. He already had some wounds on him from the charging, I don't know, the knob, the little cart thing, the pump wagon. I tried to get off Plague onto these guys because they were the closest, and at that point, this was the last picture I took because we just started to. Chris just decided to pull it at that point. We tried to play it out for another extra turn or 2 because at Crossroads we're going to have the 20-0 system where, I mean, if it's a tie, each party gets 10 points if that's the case, or if you massacre your opponent, maybe you get 19, your opponent gets only 1. So we tried to play it out, but there was really just no hope because I played cheesy, which I have to do, and I backed up, and it took forever for his guys to get to me, and I just magicked him and shot at him. So that just shows that list on the battlefield. It looks fine when the game's won. I mean, I caddy quarter myself over to the right, leave some slaves to just, you know, block up some units, and then the compulsory stuff on the outside to control the flanks. But I'm not sure how this will hold off on a faster army, so we'll see what happens. But I'm going to fine-tune this, probably leave the bell out, and I might go with this because I'm so indecisive. I need to just go ahead and submit a list and just be done with it. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. This really wasn't much of a report. It was more just to see how I can get these models onto the battlefield, and I figured I'd share it with you anyway. So leave comments below, and see you guys in the next one.